Hello, my name is Sita Yiemkuntitavorn. I'm an associate professor at Sukhothai Thammathir Open University in Thailand. Okay, I'm happy to be the keynote speaker today. And I'm so sorry that I used the PowerPoint at version 2013, so I cannot record. To use the video recording, so I can use only audio recording. Okay, but I'm trying my best, okay, to use my voice to attract your interest. Okay, my topic today is development of English lessons through podcast to enhance foundation English for undergraduate students at Sukhothai Thammathir Open University, Thailand. And this research I was doing during the COVID-19, and I was, happy to do it because, as I can say at the back study, Thai students, they have learned English for like 12 years at least, but they're not working out, okay? Maybe they hate learning it, they don't think it's important in their life, or they think they cannot use it in the daily life in the future. So I don't know what kind of reason they have, okay, but I think it's lots of reasons, okay. Teachers and researchers are trying to find a way to teach English in a fun way, okay. And nowadays we learn that we have learned teaching online, learning online with lots of tools and applications, and actually it works, okay. In Thailand, I have searched lots of tools to teach English language, and lately I found a podcast, and I think it's interesting. It's like some kind of not very new in Thailand, but not so many people know it, okay? Not like Facebook that everybody, use it every day, but podcast, it's not quite familiar for Thai students or Thai teachers. But here in 2020, I think it's kind of things that familiar with them, okay? So I use podcast, okay, to be the tool of teaching English here, okay, for the first year students at Sukhothai Thammathir Open University, and they are studying in distance learning or opening system, okay. The research objectives are, okay, actually I have two main objectives. The first one is develop English lesson podcast on learning English through popular movies for undergraduates, okay. And the second one is study the effects of using podcasts, which are first comparing English learning achievements of students before and after using podcast. Second, studying the satisfaction of using podcasts, and last of all, studying student learning behavior through podcast. Okay, so talk about the popular movies. So why popular movies? Because I think if I just use my voice talking to them, it's just gonna be like some kind of learning English through radio, but it's not that interesting. So I drag that attention by using like popular movies that they seem to like it. Okay, so I pick 8 popular movies, okay, to use some kind of conversation in the movies, to be the examples of my teaching. Okay, the population and participants. Okay, the population of this research comprises of like some kind of 10,130 undergraduate students at Sukhothai Thammathir Open University in academic year 2019. But the group sampling was only 30 undergraduate students at Sukhothai Thammathir Open University in academic year 2019, obtained by a simple random sampling. Okay, and for research instruments, first we have 8 English lessons through podcasts. Second, we have English exercising in student guidebook. So I have made student guidebook. Third is an achievement test, P-test and post-test, of course. And fourth, satisfaction questionnaire towards learning through podcast. And fifth, English learning behavior through podcast questionnaire. Okay, so we have 5 research instruments to get. For the data lake collection, okay, we have divided in 3 stages. Okay, 3 stages. The first one is study. So I have studied a lot. Okay, so first of all, study how to make podcast. Okay, how to write the script. Learn lots of things. Okay, how to develop them properly. Alright, and I also study the English content that they have to study when they study in the first year. Okay, for undergraduate students. And pick some necessary structures and some basic English phrases and sentences to teach. Of course, I can't teach them all. It's kind of a lot of things to teach. So I pick up things that I think they are interesting to the students. Okay, and the second stage is the fun stage develop. Okay, this stage, the researcher developed 8 English lessons through podcast to make it interesting. So as I say that I made use of 8 English movie by telling them the synopsis and using some conversation in the movies as examples. It's quite interesting. Okay, the students tell me at last that they love the movies that I recommend them. Okay, and they find the movie to look at it later. Okay, and they are happy to learn through the conversation in the movie too. Okay, and here we go. These are the movies and English structures, okay, that I make use of it, okay. So we have The Holiday, The Intern, Me Before You, 51st Day, Titanic, Devil Wears Prada, Joker, You Got Mail, and I'm on the right hand side English structure, okay. And we have the pictures of the podcast that I made, like the kind of pictures for them to click and listen. Okay. Second, after that, the researcher wrote the script. So this is the hard part because I have to write the script for them. I'm like some kind of this docker. I have like lots of script, but I have to read it. Okay, and try to be natural a lot. All right, and then as I learned a lot about podcasts, so I presented as host and start opening music, jingle, sound effects. Then the host greet the audience by telling podcast name, episode title or number, and host name, and suggest the study method and intro the movie. By telling the synopsis, and then open the short conversation and explain structures, some kind of conversation, vocabulary, and finally the host end up the show by giving summary, reminding them to do the exercise in student guidebook and saying thanks nicely. So each podcast cover about 12 to 15 minutes. Too long, huh? And third, I developed the student guidebook, which comprises of objectives, studying method, movie dialogue, script, exercise, and keys of the exercise. Alright, and I also developed the questionnaires asking the satisfaction and learning behavior to podcasts, and I also developed the learning achievement pre-test and post-test, and I sent all of them, okay, all of them to the experts. I have 3 experts, okay, to look at the content, all right, and the graphic, and the objectives of the study and things, okay. But I also try out first. So we go to the third stage, tryout. So in this stage, okay, I have tried out the first group. The first group we called individual testing. So we had 3 first-year students in different levels of English proficiency selected by random sampling method who were not the samples of the study. So the 3 students were asked to listen, learn, and do the exercise practice and do the post-test. After that, researcher would revise and follow the students' feedback. And the second group, we have done with the small group testing. So we conduct with 6 students and we repeat that step again. Okay, and the third one, alright, it field study testing. So this time we do with the 30 students undergraduate, okay, and we do all the process. But the different things is I set up the meeting at the university, and in the meeting the researcher explained the study method and everything, okay, how to download podcasts, and they have to do the pre-test. And the researcher made the chatting group on the Line application and invite all 30 students, okay, to be in that group, okay. And I tell them that I will send them the podcast, okay, one in a week, okay, so once for a week, okay. So after 8 weeks, they will finish all of that, okay. And after that, I ask them to do the post-test and the questionnaires, okay. So it's not quite easy though, because I lost like lots of students, so